What's up, guys? What's going on? I know it's not our usual perspective today, but if you want, you can skip ahead to just a straight up review. Timestamp will be here right about now. What I want to do is just break down where the shoes originated from the 997 collaboration that Kith just dropped. So you had two different colorways or two different color schemes for three different styles. Basically, the brown was from the Nonnative collaboration on the 997.5, which was, I gotta look at my picture myself. It was all brown on the upper. The medial side on the midsole had a hint of blue along the run. I will post a picture up and you guys can take a look at it, but that's where the coloring came from for the darker portion or the brown portion of this collaboration. You had a 997, you had a 997S, and a 997S Fusion. A little bit of confusion with what was what and how things were working out with what shoe, but once it got settled out, the 997 standard and easy, 997S Fusion is the one with the bulkier midsole and the 97 upper, and the 997 Sport or S was that hybrid kind of deal with the neoprene sock liner and all the things that I didn't particularly care for. Back into the actual collaboration, you had the United Arrows and Sons was the second portion, or really the first portion of the collaboration, which Kanye wore. I don't know if you guys need a picture of that, but you need a picture of the actual shoe. A couple of different alterations that he made was the black tongue. I know that's like right off the bat. Let me see what else was on there. That coloring on the New Balance on the heel portion is different as well. There's a couple of other things. The ankle wrap, the double layer, there's definitely a couple of new nuances to the shoe itself, but the coloration is basically the same, or where the colors are derived from are basically the same from that. Now the three different shoes that we were just talking about all came with a similar colorway for each different style. I liked the UA coloring on all of the styles except for the 997S, which was the neoprene sock liner, and I also liked everything on the non-native side as well. It just looked really good. It was a lot of money to spend on a couple pairs of shoes. Side note, they aren't going for a lot of money over retail, so if you're looking to get one after this review, I would heavily advise doing so because it's worth it. Anyway, let's get into this review. We'll start off with the box for the 997S Sport. Or Sport Fusion, I apologize. Labeled on there is 10.5, which is my size. M997 SKT is the SKU on the top of the box here. It is the 997 Sport S Fusion. That is the 997 upper with that Sport outsole. That's that there. Came with a couple of extras, which we'll get to when we do the specific shoe. We'll start with the 997 United Arrows and Sons. 997 KTI is the branding on this box. Very confusing. I will get that out of the way right off the bat. If you're worried about sizing, let's just go regular 997 sizing. I go half down just because I like a snugger fit. That's pretty standard for all New Balances. I don't usually do an 11 unless it's a small running shoe. 10.5, what I got, let's get into it. So as per the intro, United Arrows and Sons, there was two different colorways here, or two different color schemes. You had the gray scale, then you had the brown scale for the non-native 997.5, and obviously the UA 997.5, Kanye wore, blah, 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 blah. Let's get into it. Basically what you're getting here is a much more plush material on the upper here, as opposed to the original 997.5. Very, very clean, super buttery everywhere. I haven't done anything to this shoe except put on a lace. Well, both shoes I put laces on, but off the bat, just phenomenal. The other added bonus here is the 997 in this translucent pull tab on the side or lateral side leading towards the heel area or ankle wrap portion of the sneaker. Very clean. I also like the embroidery across the heel portion in the darker gray base with the purple, pink, and black embroidered New Balance. Very, very clean. But for the rest of the upper, you got your mesh toe box, super plush pigskin suede across the toe cap, leading into the lateral side, underlay on the lateral side, heel counter, Achilles area, everything on it's very, very buttery. Wrapping around medial side mirrors the lateral side, nothing flipped on there. You have another underlay in the suede on the bottommost portion of the N logo. Uppermost portion is a 3M pink, very, very clean. All the way down the entire tongue is the nubuck, very, very clean. Embroidered New Balance, made in USA on there on the tongue. NB Kith on one footbed, sorry for the shoe tree. NBUA and Kith on the other footbed. You can see it right towards the bottom portion there, towards the heel. Very clean, very soft, very luxurious. Midsole, you got a couple different hits here as well. You got a slightly translucent pink on the heel cup area wrapping around. You got that sail color going across the midsole, purple hit, white hit. Same thing mirrored on the inside. Purple hit, cream, white, outsole, black, steel gray, white. What did I miss on here? You got a little plastic hit or synthetic plastic towards, it's a 997, you guys should already know what they look like, but I put the pink laces in one to show you guys what the pink laces look like. I put white laces in the other to show you what white laces look like. I think they are both either or clean. I'm not sure if I'm really feeling the purple, but even the black look pretty dope as well. I'll do the on foot with this just the same. No other branding on here for any of the brands or any of the companies involved except for the footbed action, which I prefer and I like. Kept it simple, kept it clean. Let's get into the 997S Fusion. So I wanted to get a brown pair. I like the pony hair, but not enough to cop it. If you guys are unfamiliar with the 997.5 from Nonnative, I should have done the intro. If I didn't do the intro, I'm not sure how I'm running this one yet, so I'm just doing the review first. Basically, it's a very brown scale across the entire shoe within the medial side. The midsole, there's a nice blue hit, so I pulled that blue out and used it on different aspects of the shoe. I like that it has more pop on the 997S Fusion than it did on the pony hair pair, just because the pony hair stayed more traditional to the colorway aside from the black areas and the darker tones. But this blue hit on the end really sold me on the shoe, and I was curious about the Fusion or the Sport outsole, which is super comfortable, by the way. I went with the same sizing on the 997 upper, which is a 10.5, fits true to size on that, same as the 997, so don't worry about the Fusion throwing you off. Very comfortable on the midsole though. Also, there's the other pair that I have here to review, which is K Black's pair. I just wanted another color to show you guys because that's the other color I wanted to get myself, but we'll get into that momentarily. The brown aesthetic on this shoe with the Sport Fusion, this little hit here, isn't as obtrusive because the color almost matches to the upper and kind of hides this little extra piece that's on the Fusion, which is why I like this a little bit more as well. The other thing that I loved was the blue hit on the end logo, the blue hit that corresponds in the midsole that wraps around the Absorb outsole. Very, very, very clean, or midsole I should say. Very, very clean. You got another one of those little pull tabs here for the 997. The upper is basically the same. I'll get through the colors momentarily, but I just want to show the differentials. This 997 tab is in suede, or the pigskin suede on this one. Very, very clean. Let's start with the materials. As you guys can see here, super brushy, super soft, super nap on that camel colored toe wrap. We got another camel colored mesh on the toe box. Deeper chocolate brown towards the medial side. You got this almost rustic brown on the U-throat area. Very, very clean. I left the purple out on this pair, sorry about that, but I want to get into the brown. Rustic brown on the U-throat. Same thing on the tongue, which is the nubuck all the way down the entire thing. 3 layers on the end logo, no 3M on this one, so it's brown, brown, and then that blue on the upper, very clean. Plastic synthetic hit on your last grommet area, same as the 997. No different colors on the embroidery within the New Balance on the heel or the Achilles area. That wraparound is in that, I don't even know what color you would call it, it's like a grayish brown on the entire back portion, wrapping around into the medial, which is mirrored from the lateral side. Midsole, you got this cream aesthetic or brownish, light brown with that blue hit we just spoke about. Outsole, motion control device inside here. It's very deep. By the way, this midsole is very, very thick, but it's also very pliable. Like you can move it, you can press in on it. It's very, very soft, which I like a lot as well. Overall, you got your Nonnative on the footbed towards the bottom there with Kith and New Balance. Let me see what the other one says. Probably the same thing. Yeah, same exact thing on there. Can't see it too well, but Nonnative on the back, Kith in the middle, and New Balance on the top. Extra laces are as follows. You can see I put brown in one, or that grayish brown in one with black in the other. I think the laces are, yeah. And the only other pair that came with that was the blue to match up with the end. I didn't think that would work well. It might, but the blues are actually off ever so slightly, so I don't think it will work. It looks kind of close here, but in person it's more of an aqua blue, and the lower level is more of like just a regular blue, so I don't know what to tell you on that. But either way, let me get into the laces from the UA pair. So obviously, like I said before, you got the white and the pink, but you also have black that can go into the UA pair. You have a purple that can go into the UA pair, which I spoke about, but I'm just showing it to you. And obviously the two other pairs are the pink and the white, which are already in there. And let me grab the other 997. So last but not least, this is the 997 from United Arrows and Sons 997S Fusion. I just want to show you this real quick. So what I was looking at were these two things when I was looking at the shoes, and the black up against the gray in this portion here is a little bit more elongated due to the fact that you can see the color from the midsole all the way up, if you guys can understand or envision what I'm talking about. So looking at this one, that brown kind of breaks it up a little bit, so it almost looks like this isn't part of the midsole. It looks like this is part of the shoe. With the brown and the black, just looks like it's a big bulky piece that just flails out towards the back ass end of the shoe. I do like the coloring on this pair though, and the material is just as plush. Very, very fire, just very, very dope. And this is the other pair I would have bought if I didn't cop these. But because the color scheme was so similar, I didn't want to just skip out on the remake, so I decided to pass on it. But the price isn't that high on StockX or anywhere for that matter, so if it's 50 bucks over in a couple months, I'm probably just going to go back and grab these. But that's the other differential here. I did not grab any of the 997 Sports. That is not my cup of tea, and that's going to be it for this review. I will do on feet for the other two pairs so you guys can see what they look like. But if you like the review, shoot a thumbs up. If you have any questions, comments in the comment section. And as always, I am out of here. Peace.